Currently in the Welsh squad and the British squad, so we go away quite often on trips abroad, and this country, Scotland, Ireland. This year we've been to Sardinia, to the Wasco World Championships, and I've also been up to a Goodwill tournament in Scotland. Previously in competitions, I was finding that I'd get to a final quite often, but then I'd have this block, this mental block, which I couldn't seem to shift. I used to put a lot of pressure on myself, and I was really self-critical as well, so there just used to be times, and I just, like I said, get to a final and have this mental block. I'd have all these negative thoughts that come into my mind as well. What if this happens, or if that happens, or so-and-so is supposed to be such a good fighter. So I knew that there was, I was doing all the training, I was putting the hours in for the training, I was eating well, I was sleeping well, but for me, the problem was being able to pull everything out of the bag when I needed it. I came up to the competition this time. I know I wasn't getting any younger, and I just felt that it was almost like my last chance to go for gold. So I decided to pull out all the stops this time and just try and identify my weaknesses and do something about them. I heard about Frankie Burrows through Richard Clark at Advanced Sports Performance. I heard that he was doing taster sessions, so I felt really positive by what we did and excited by what we'd just gone through. So I decided there and then that I was going to carry on the sessions with Frankie. NLP work. We worked on focusing, learning how to channel my energy properly, and focusing on what I needed to do. I learned how to avoid distractions in certain situations, and I had exercises that I had to go through daily to help me reach a high performance state. The weekend of the competition came, and there was a plan set for the weekend. It didn't run as smoothly as I wanted it to run. There were quite a few challenges along the way which I wasn't really expecting, and it wasn't included in my plan. For example, when I was at the hotel, there was more than there should have been in a room. There was 4 of us staying in a room, so it was really hot and stuffy. We didn't sleep well at all. The competition sort of dragged on over the 2 days as well. Where I planned to have food, I couldn't have, it was, because it was spread out throughout the whole day, it was sort of a bit of a struggle to do everything properly. But thankfully, with all the techniques I'd learnt off Frankie, I managed to push everything aside and stay focused on what I needed to do. I channeled my energy properly, and it just made me feel in control of the situation. I was in a car crash. It was in a pretty serious crash as well, and I was in hospital for 3.5 weeks. And I remember at the time that I had a lot of injuries, including crush injuries, and I was told that I always had problems with my lower back. My jaw had been smashed as well, and when I first mentioned doing taekwondo, I looked into doing it. First doctor I went to see advised me against doing it because of what the trauma I'd been through. But when I spoke to the instructor in the club, he said, well, it's up to you how much contact you have with it. And I spoke to another doctor to get a second opinion, and he basically said, well, if you want to do it, it's up to you, just be careful. So from having the crash and being told that, I'd have problems with doing certain stuff, again, it is that was another thing I overcame. Some things I was told I would never do again, and now I'm world champion in taekwondo. So it's as if I've proven something to somebody else along the line there as well. So being stubborn.